all of our focus needs to be on finding a house, but we're going to be homeless. The 28th of the month, we didn't have anything. And we were supposed to be out by the 1st. We were supposed to be out by the 1st. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Ebony. And I'm Erica. And we're back. We've been gone for like 2 weeks, too long. I know, it's been too long. Yeah, as you can tell from the title, if you follow us on Instagram, you guys know we moved. So yeah, I guess you guys want to find out what happened, where we moved to. Yeah, it's stressful. Alright, so let's just get right into it. So as you can tell from the echo, we are in an empty house. Empty house tour will be coming on Wednesday as part of our Wednesday vlogs. Vlogs are coming back a little bit. The whole process has been so stressful. And I'm sorry we weren't able to vlog like moving. We couldn't even put an update video up. We were so busy. It was just the whole process was stressful. We're gonna talk about in this video, but yeah, this is story time. So get your tea, get your coffee, get your popcorn. Yeah, so we're just gonna get right into this. So yes, we are in a house. No more apartment living. We are renting a house. So basically, here's the backstory on how we ended up in this house. So Erica and I, we wanted to eventually move into a bigger place when our lease was up. Well, we thought our lease was going to be up next year, which was in April of 2019. But we ended up checking with our apartment manager, and she was like, "You're on a month-to-month, actually." Yeah, we realized that we didn't sign a second lease. For some reason, the second lease wasn't presented to us, and it's something in California where if you don't sign the second lease after your first lease, sorry if that doesn't make sense. You are on. If you don't renew your lease after the first year, renew your lease, then you are on a month-to-month, which is a California thing. Didn't know that. We didn't know that. We weren't paying attention. We didn't really ask and didn't check our lease. So we were just like, oh, okay. Well, we're on a month-to-month. So that makes it a lot easier because we had a situation with our friend that we were going to move in together. So we decided to move in together with him and everything. Just ended up that month-to-month actually ended up working in our favor because we didn't have to wait a year. We could just go ahead and just decide on, hey, just let our apartment manager know, hey, this is our last month here. We're gonna move out by the end of the month and everything. So we were like, okay, so we had time to save and all that stuff. So it just worked out. Yeah. So we decided. Yeah. So we decided on a house because we are moving in with the dog. And y'all seen Juan. We're moving in with Juan. Y'all seen him in our vlogs, and then y'all seen Sunny because Juan has his dog Sunny. So he's so big now. He's big now. You guys saw him. He was a baby. He was in the vlogs. He'll be in the house tour too. Yeah. So you guys are gonna see him. He's still a puppy, but he's a kind of big puppy. He grew. Yeah. That's kind of the main reason we wanted a house. And Ebony and I have always talked about getting a house anyway, not buying but renting. We're not ready to buy just yet, but the main reason for the house was for the dog, so he can have a yard and everything, so he can just run around because he's very, very hyper. Like he's a hyper and he doesn't belong in an apartment. So we were like, let's just see if we can just maybe rent a house instead of trying to get an apartment and everything. So that was like our plan and stuff. So that was the easy part, was deciding that we're gonna get a house. So everything went downhill. Now came searching for the house, like looking for a house to rent. It was fun too. That was a little bit of fun. We thought it was going to be, but it started off fun because, I mean, we were like, okay, it's going to be easy for us to rent a house because everybody's looking to rent apartments and stuff. So maybe it'll be easy for us to get a house. We saw houses that were affordable in our area. Yeah. So we were like, okay, this should be good. You know, split 3 ways. Perfect. There were 3 different things we used to look for the house, or 3 methods we used to look for our house. Craigslist, we used Trulia and Zillow. I used Hotpads too. Yeah, so those are like the rental sites. So Craigslist, rental sites, and then we also used a realtor. So they have rental agents out here. I'm pretty sure that's like common everywhere. Yeah, if you didn't know that, you actually can use a realtor to rent a house. A lot of people use it to buy a house. Yeah, but actually renting a house, you can use a real estate agent. So we were like exhausting all of our options just to make sure we could get a house in the area and find it and stuff, because with each method that we used, there were like pros and cons. And we'll start off with Craigslist first. So Craigslist isn't bad for looking for a place, especially for an apartment. When we moved to New York, I think we found our apartment on Craigslist, right? Yeah. So we found that on Craigslist. So we were like, okay, so I mean, it should be easy to find a place on Craigslist. But obviously, since we've lived in New York then to now, I mean, Craigslist has changed. Ooh, girl, the scams. The scams, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing with Craigslist. Here's the #1 rule. If it's too good to be true, then it is. It probably is. It probably is too good to be true. I still have houses listed. They have like a 3-bedroom house listed for like $2,100, which is unheard of. Yeah, like $2,100 a month. Yeah. $2,100 a month is just, it's especially out here in LA, that is too good to be true. You just don't, it just doesn't happen and stuff. So that's one way you can tell that it's a scam. You can still, here's the thing, okay, so you can still email them. There's a person to email them that you can email, but the thing that you know that's a scam, because we did this, because we saw a house and we're like, okay, this is amazing, and it was for a good price, in an area where we're like, okay, it's a nice area, it's a super, super cheap price and stuff. So we emailed the lady, and the email will come back saying, hi, I'm out of town or whatever and stuff. Send me your address so I can send you the keys. So this is what happened to us. We sent the email to her saying we were interested in the house, and she was saying that she was out of town and all this stuff, and it was this email, and it was in the same template form, because I looked up like scams on Craigslist, and it was in the same template form of another letter that was on Google that we saw that they said it would be a scam. So they'll like say they're out of town, they say they'll mail the keys to you so you can go tour the house, or they'll have it where you can't really tour it while they're there. Usually if you're trying to rent a house, the owner lives nearby, or they'll have somebody that can come and either collect the rent or just be there, that liaison for you to kind of, you know, get maintenance on the house and stuff like that. So there were just like telltale signs about that part that we were like, okay, so that was a scam. Craigslist isn't bad. I mean, it's just like, just be careful because it's more scammy. You just have to kind of weed out a lot of things. Usually it doesn't hurt to email that little email that they have up there, or if they have anything listed, and if it comes back and it's the owner, or it's like a real estate agent, a lot of real estate agents use Craigslist as well, then you're good to go. You can kind of move forward. But other than that, just kind of stay away, because we got kind of caught up in that. So now moving on to rental sites like Trulia, Zillow, and Hotpads and all that other stuff. Also going back to Craigslist, if you're go on Craigslist and you see the picture of the house, and you go on these rental sites, and you see the picture of the same house as on Craigslist. Craigslist usually have it as like a cheaper price or whatever, but then on Zillow or Trulia, it has the actual real price. So that's another Craigslist scam, just to be aware of, that people do use pictures from the rental sites, and then they'll put it on Craigslist. So yeah, just kind of like do like a comparison. If you see something, again, if it's too good to be true, obviously do your more research and whatnot. So also with rental sites, be careful of corporate landlord companies, like what's that one we use? Invitation Homes. I know y'all have heard. I know everybody's heard of them. I had never heard of them before. They are all on Zillow. They're on Trulia. You gotta look on when you go on Zillow or Trulia, look on the right hand side to see all the information about the house, whatever, and it'll say this is sold by Invitation. Yeah, it'll say either real estate agent, or it'll be sold by Invitation Homes. It'll say something like that. So stay away from that, because I mean, Invitation Homes, I mean, I don't know, we've read reviews, and a lot of their reviews are not good. I mean, people use them, but pretty much it's like not the actual owner of the house that you have to kind of report to. It's a company that acts as a landlord. Yeah, they have all these houses, and they have one landlord for like a whole bunch of houses. So that one landlord cannot keep up with all the houses. So sometimes the houses are run down and you don't know, because it's hard for one person to keep up with all those houses. So the upkeep is just non-existent. So we actually went on a tour of an Invitation Home house, because we didn't know. We're like, oh, this seems cool. Yeah, we're like, oh, this is on Zillow. So we went, and the house was nice, but it kind of smelled, and I was sick. Erica was sick, so she couldn't smell anything, but it smelled like pee in there. And so I noticed they had a lot of Glade things in the areas, in the closets, in the rooms and stuff, and it just smelled old, and it was really moldy, and just smelled mold. Like, I mean, I don't know if mold has a smell. It just smelled old and like not taken care of. And I think that's what happens with the Invitation Homes, is because, you know, people, they want to get rid of their homes, or to have them rent out or whatever. They don't have the time, so they send it over to these corporate companies to do that for them, and a lot of times you just don't keep up with them well. Then like the assistant that was there, she was just there. She didn't seem all that into it. She just seemed like she was just very happy to do her job. Yeah, she's doing the bare minimum. She's like, oh, you like the house? Okay, well, just here's the email. She didn't seem to know what she was talking about. When we asked her questions, she was like, just email us. Yeah. So we're like, okay. So that's when we looked on YouTube and saw some bad reviews about Invitation Homes. We saw it on Google, so we were like, okay, we're just gonna stay away from Invitation Homes altogether. Another thing, I did email them, and everything was like, hey, just to see, you know, what the process was. I was like, hey, I'm interested in the house. They sent this like application form with all these like the criteria, fees, like hidden fees and stuff. Yeah, we're like, no. Okay, so Invitation Homes, do your research on them. It's all negative. So basically, if you're using these rental sites like Zillow and Trulia, look for the actual owner name. If it says anything about Invitation Homes, just kind of like stay away from that, because the owner or like the real estate agent will be your best bet. and everything. So just like Craigslist, you know, do that. Then the third thing we used was a rental agent, and we found that person through, we were contacting somebody through Craigslist. She was like, oh, I'm a rental agent as well. So we work with rental agents. So what they do is they'll send you listings of homes that, you know, maybe aren't on these rental sites or aren't on Craigslist. So that was also working in our favor too. So we had like so many different things that was going for us as far as keeping us in the loop about what was popping up on these sites, or what was popping up to be available to rent and everything. So everything was going well, but we gave our apartment manager, we said we were going to be out by the end of the month. So we were getting, it was crunch time, and like we didn't find anything. It was like the 27th.
Yeah, and it's because we were reading through all these, we were learning as we were going.
Okay, yes. And another thing, there was a lot of paperwork involved.
Yes.
If you guys are ever going to move or rent, have these ready. Have your credit report ready, have your earnings statement from your job ready, and have bank transactions ready. And then also another tip that really helped us out, Erica did a spreadsheet of all like the income from all three of us that was coming in, because it really helps and gives people who's looking to rent out to you a better idea of income, and it puts them at ease. Another thing to do is to have like a little brief bio about you, so they can know before they meet you, you know, what kind of person you are, what you do and everything. Just a brief little biography written up and everything. That actually really does help. A lot of people don't do that, so if you go the extra mile and do that, you could set yourself apart and everything. So yeah, just make sure all your bases are covered and everything. Credit report is definitely important, but just make sure they can see, an easy way to see all your income that's coming in, so they can know that you won't have a problem paying rent. So that's what we did, but it was just like the whole process was just a lot, and then we were getting down to the wire. We're on at the 28th of the month. We didn't have anything,
and we were supposed to be out by the 1st.
We were supposed to be out by the 1st.
So all of our focus needs to be on finding a house, but we're going to be homeless. We did end up contacting our apartment manager, and she's so nice. She gave us an extension to the 5th, so that kind of put us at ease.
That was breathing room, but we were still choking. So Trulia is what we ended up finding this house on. So we saw the listing, and it was by the owner. So we contacted the owner. We're like, hey, we're looking to move immediately.
Yeah, let's just say that in our experiences, it's better to go the owner route instead of the realtor route.
Because the realtor sometimes has fees, because the realtor gets paid by the owner, and sometimes the fees, moving costs are a little bit higher because they get paid by the landlord and the owner, so the moving costs are higher.
And also meeting the owner, it takes out an extra step, because you're meeting them, like you need that letter or whatever. You're meeting them.
You still would probably need the letter.
Okay, you don't need the letter, but I'm saying, but you're meeting them face to face. They see you. They ask you questions, kind of think they interview you and stuff like that. So you don't have to wait for the realtor to do all that. You kind of takes out that extra step. Right. You have a realtor, so meeting the owner, I feel like is the best way to get a place instead of a realtor. But I mean, I wouldn't cross out having a realtor.
Yeah, there's still somebody working for you and everything. So I mean, yeah, we looked out, found something on Trulia. We talked to the owner. We're like, hey, we're looking to move immediately. He was like, great, because that's what he needed. And a lot of these places, if you look too early, you're not doing yourself a favor, because a lot of these places need people immediately. So you kind of have to look for a place during crunch time. It's stressful, but it's kind of needed, because if you're in that bracket of I need to move immediately, that's when you're at the top of everyone's list, because this guy was looking to get his house rented immediately because he's losing money on this house because it's empty. So we found this place. We loved it. We're like, okay, so what do we need to do? He's like, send me a credit report, blah, blah, blah. All that paperwork we mentioned, we already had it ready because we were going through all that other stuff with other people and stuff, and weeks before sending all that stuff. So we already had it ready. We had it already in our email. We just sent it off to him. And I think a couple days later, he called us in and did like another interview with all three of us, and Sonny. He and his wife and his daughter met us and everything. And it was just cool because you kind of felt that, you know, he was legit. He wasn't trying to scam us or anything. And pretty much all within a day, we met him on the 1st. Within that day, we had the keys, we signed the lease, we did the walkthrough and everything. And so we had the keys to the place on the 1st. So we pretty much were like at the last minute. I mean, obviously we had that extension. Thank God you asked for the extension, because we would have been out on our tails.
But I think where we messed up was we were trying to get a place on the 1st so that we don't have to overlap. Now, like Eboni said, it is best to look for a place during crunch time, but you may have to overlap, meaning that you may have to pay just a little bit more on your old place and then obviously paid the first month's rent and deposit on the new place.
Yeah.
What we were trying to do was not trying to do that. That was what we were trying to avoid, which was kind of our mistake.
Yeah.
We should have just been like, you know what, we need to save up money because it may overlap. So
we had a prorate in our old place. We had a prorated on the 5 days that we stayed in our old place. So we had to pay rent for those 5 days that we stayed, and then we had to pay the security deposit plus first month's rent on this place. Pretty much we signed the lease and everything, and we got the house. So we thought that would be cool, right? No more stress. No, that just wasn't happening for us. Like, we had to work for this place. We really did. So then came the moving process, moving day. So kind of mixed with procrastination from us and just like working and then like moving at night and stuff.
We were exhausted.
We were just tired.
Mentally exhausted.
So we were like, okay, we just need to get our stuff in boxes and get out of here and stuff. So it was like the 4th. It was December 4th. We had to be out by December 5th. So we were like, okay, so what should we, how do we do this? Do we move with a moving company or what? So we're looking on Groupon to find last minute moving companies that could help us the next day move our stuff. We went on Groupon and stuff and we found something, I think we sent in like the little questionnaire or whatever, but somebody ended up calling Erica.
Generic company.
I think it was a third party company.
Third party company called me and was like, hey, you're inquiring to move. And I'm stupid. I'm like, I don't remember this company. I don't remember contacting them, but I'm just like, maybe they got my email from something. And they were like, oh, so we have a deal. It's like, what was it? $89 for 3 hours. Something like that. Something that was just like an amazing deal. So I'm just like, it's crunch time. I'm like, that sounds good. And I didn't do my research. And usually I'm always good at doing research. I always Yelp companies and all that.
So she Yelped the company after the fact.
I Yelped after the fact.
And come to find out is when the movers get there, they're going to ask for a $400 cash deposit. $400 in cash. Now, what person do you know when they're ready to move all their stuff out has $400 laying around?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Like it's couch money.
Yeah, exactly. So what we didn't do was we didn't go on the site and look at the fine print because of course you had to keep scrolling down, and we did see that that's on the site, but the guy on the phone never mentioned that to Erica. So by the time she agreed to everything, gave them her credit card number to hold, she paid a $20 deposit like a holding fee. So that's what we thought it was. Okay, we didn't think a cash deposit was needed. So the next day we called them and stuff. They were on their way, and Erica talked to them. They were like, "Oh yeah, it is going to be a cash deposit." So we were just like, "Great!" Like, so we had to go to the bank and all this stuff. It was just the money that we had it, but it was just like it was just sucking us dry.
Yeah, what ended up happening was it ended up not being as scamish as we thought, even though it was stupid. It was scamish. At the beginning, it was scamish because they didn't mention it. But it ended up not being as bad as we thought because the $400 was, you gave them $400 cash, and then they deducted like, okay, if they had to use stairs, they would deduct money. If they
they charge for using the stairs, and they charge for time, so you have to move everything in a timely manner. This is how they get you. They got here. These guys were so slow. Like, they were moving. So our friend Juan, he pretty much moved everything himself because he's like, you know what? They're not going to get us on this. So he moved the refrigerator. He moved our beds. These guys, the dolly sat in our hallway forever because they were in the truck doing something. I don't know.
The elevator was on hold.
The elevator was on hold. So they were doing these little tiny things to kind of get time going and stuff and everything. But we were like, no, that's not going to happen. So Juan was moving everything. He moved more than the movers, and like even when it was all said and done, we're like, we could have done this ourselves.
Yeah. So now that I think about it, I should have just used their idea. We should just move the stuff ourselves. We got a U-Haul truck and just do it ourselves. But nobody listened, or I didn't listen to them.
You sure did.
Everybody listened to me. I guess I presented a better argument.
We paid for that literally. What was done was done.
Yeah, but the thing is, we didn't put any boxes in the truck because we were so worried about time.
So we had to end up moving everything ourselves after that.
In our Prius.
And another thing, a really bad rainstorm had hit LA at this time.
This is like the worst day ever.
It was the worst day because we don't get rain here. So it was also starting to flood. So we were moving well into the night, into the early morning, and it was starting to flood. So it was not a good time.
But back to the moving truck, we did end up getting some money back because the $400 cash deposit, whatever was subtracted, whatever they charged, they subtracted from the $400, then they gave the money back in cash. So
it's just that they just weren't honest up front and everything. So I mean, that's what you get dealing with these companies. So lesson learned. Yeah, so we got this place. It's beautiful. We love it. It's a pretty good size. We had to work for it and everything, but it's I really like it. Like we went through so many houses touring and stuff, and like we could have settled. We obviously sometimes at one point we were about to and everything. We're like, okay, we can do this. We can do that.
Do not settle,
guys. If like we walked in, we felt this place. Like it felt right to me and stuff. Like we just like, okay, this is our place and stuff. So
I was praying.
I was really praying. God was really looking out. And
this is my
testimony.
I was like,
favor was shown on us that day.
I was like, we were down to the wire.
Yeah,
we really need this place, or else we're out. We don't have,
we don't have a place to stay. So yeah, that's what happened, and we were able to get this place, and you guys get to see it on Wednesday. Yeah, it's just I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's empty. We still gotta. It's gonna be a while to build it up into like a nice little home with furniture and all this stuff. But you guys get to see it. If you want, just go ahead in the comments, leave like any questions or advice for us, and we'll try to answer them, mention them in the next video while we're vlogging the house tour or whatever. But yeah, if you have any questions about renting a house or anything, just leave them below. But yeah, you guys get to come hang out in the new place on Wednesday. Make sure you're here. One thing to mention, we're still in LA. I think we said in the video, but yeah, we just moved to I guess when people think of LA, they think of Hollywood, but we're not.
Really big.
LA is huge. Like there's like subdivisions.
Yeah.
So we just moved into a more family type subdivision. It's not like Hollywood or whatever and stuff. We still work in Hollywood, but we just gotta make the drive. But it's just the more civilized part. So yeah, so we're still in LA, just a little further than what most people think we're at. But yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys, and thank you so much for watching. So sorry about the break.
Videos will be on and popping.
Yeah,
on Sundays.
Back in business. So thanks for sticking with us through all that. Yeah, we'll see you guys on Wednesday for our next video. Bye.